So it's my first day off duty and I don't know how many days. And I'm like, okay, I got my favorite little pajamas on, just picked out all my hair. I'm just going to relax and stay in bed all day. Then all of a sudden I hear this sound and I'm like, is that an airplane that's like rapidly descending somewhere near the property and about to crash? And then I was thinking, okay, no, that sounds like a train. And then as soon as my brain said train, I'm like, oh, can I just have one day without something? And so before I could even formulate the words to yell to my kids to tell them like, hey, you know what to do, you know where to go, they came running to me before I could even form the words like, let's get to the safe spot. And by the time I could even like gather the words, it was over. Thank God. Thank God. Uh, wow. Um, but you guys know me. I'm the daughter of a preacher, granddaughter times two of a preacher. So everything's got to be turned into a lesson in a sermon, right? I have to admit that uh, I am pleasantly surprised to see how far I've come, guys, because uh, my first thought was not to panic. My first thought was literally assessing the situation. What am I hearing? What am I seeing? What's going on? And then deciding on the action to take for me and my children. I have come such a long way. It feels so good to just be a sovereign woman, a woman who is self empowered no matter what, even when you are faced with a situation that is basically seemingly helpless, to know that you are so in control of you and that you will do everything you can to be in control of your outcomes. I am a woman who grew up under the authority and the rule and the terror of narcissistic abuse and childhood abuse and SA. And I went into, which is why I created this series, my video series, Addicted to Monsters, because although I wasn't addicted to monsters, from the outside looking in, you would think I was, because I went from one abuser to another abuser to another abuser. There's even an abuser right now that's come from my past that is trying to take my kids from me as we speak. Like, he doesn't even know them, but just because he's angry, don't shake that baby, just because he's angry that I am not the little girl I used to be anymore, that he can continue to punch down on and just terrorize. He's angry at who I am today. He's bucking up against me like an earthquake, and he's literally trying to take my kid. But let me get back to the point. So in the middle of this that's happening, my reaction was assess and just, decide and rely on everything that you've been trained and prepared for. And I say this because even in my last relationship, when I would try to sit down with my children and his babies, his children, and have family conversations about, do you know what to do in case of a fire? Do you know where the fire extinguisher is? Do you know what to do if somebody knocks on the door that's not supposed to be here? He would get annoyed with me and he would buck against it because he was so responsibility averse. He hated that. And he would always say to me, stop panicking, stop panicking. You always want to make everything so serious and make everything a panic, when I'm trying to make sure that my family and that our children are prepared in the face of adversity. I'm trying to prepare them for life in this world, which is what you're supposed to do in the home. All the main, because I didn't grow up like that. I didn't. I grew up helpless. So I'm trying to make sure that me and mine are not. Needless to say, he and his ain't got nothing to do with me and mine anymore, because I can't be connected to that bull crap. Like, I can't. But in the middle of all this, I watched my children, I could hear them all running towards me. And I didn't hear any screaming, no hollering. There was no chaos. They were all in different areas of the house doing whatever they did. But as soon as the shaking started, my house got quiet. And they all got together and ran to me because they knew that they could come to me for direction. They weren't running all around in chaos and circles and doing the normal. They came to me, but they came to me with a sense of purpose. They're like, let me get to her. And then my first thing was, I'm gathering us and I'm shouting commands. That's the flight attendant in me. I'm shouting commands. I'm getting ready. And we had a plan. We had a plan, and they did exactly what they were trained to do in the middle of a bad situation, depending on what it is. And for this, that the first thing they need to do is get together. They also know that depending on what it is, you need to get to your nearest escape and then get together. I'm saying all this because I'm just in the middle of all that. I just felt peace and purpose, not panic. And man, I've just come a long way. And I wish the same thing for you as well. To no matter what, like it didn't last. Of course, it felt like it lasted for minutes, and I guess it lasted 20 seconds or maybe half a minute. But in the middle of all of that, I was thinking, we might die. We might die. However, this is what we're still going to do in the meantime. And we're going to do everything that I'm going to make sure that everything that is possible that can happen is going to happen so that we live. If there's a chance for us to live, if there's a chance for us to come out of this okay, even if we're bruised, battered, or whatever, I'm doing everything I can. So we had an earthquake here, 4.8 magnitude, definitely not as bad as the one in Taiwan, but still something that got our attention. And it just kind of, it brings you back, like whatever's inside of you in those moments, that's what's going to come out. And what is inside of me now versus in the past is that no matter what will try to shake and upend my life. And you guys, when I tell you stuff has been coming at me times 10 to upend and shake and sabotage my life and the peace and the stability and just a little bit of prosperity that I've been able to create in these past 5 years that I've never had before. No matter what tries to come and attack you, no matter what, I have peace, I have purpose, I am empowered, and I'm coming out of every single thing, and my kids are coming out of every single thing unscathed. Like, we got this. We got this. We're not going down without a fight. And we do everything, prior to potential peril to make sure that we're not going down at all. But when those things come up that you cannot control, like this earthquake, do you know how to assess the situation? Do you know how to do everything possible to have the most positive outcome that you possibly can? That's it. That's what I want for you. And that's what I want, especially for my single moms and my other females and women who have been the victim of abuse. I want you to get into this space of being so empowered and so unshakable at your core. That's it. Bye-bye. Oh, you're rocking with darling Nikki.